Story J. Story J.
Story J! He's not here.
Oh,
This is still a library.
sorry.
You gotta be quiet.
Okay.
Shh.
Where's Story J?
He's on vacation.
Oh.
So he left me in charge.
Oh, great.
What was that?
I said, oh, great. So what story are we doing today?
Have to present a story?
Didn't he give you a list or anything?
Excuse me, I've been very busy.
When the world never seems to be living up to your dreams.
Story. Aha! Dear Artie, here's a few pre-read and pre-recorded stories for you. How I spent my summer vacation. Guess that makes sense.
What's it about?
Let's see. A funny new twist on the How I Spent My Summer Vacation school essay that details one child's imaginary adventures over their very cowboy western summer.
I got to see cows once, except I stepped in a battery and then it wasn't as much fun.
Okay, so here's how I spent my summer vacation.
How I Spent My Summer Vacation. Written and illustrated by Mark Teague. How I Spent My Summer Vacation by Wallace Bleff. When summer began, I headed out west. My parents had told me I needed a rest. Your imagination, they said, is getting too wild. It will do you some good to relax for a while. So they put me aboard a westbound train to visit Aunt Fern in her house on the plains. But I was captured by cowboys, a wild-looking crowd. Their manners were rough and their voices were loud. I'm trying to get to my aunt's house, I said. But they carried me off to their cow camp instead. The cattle boss growled as he told me to sit. We need a new cowboy. Our old cowboy quit. We could sure use your help, so what do you say? I thought for a minute. Then I told him, okay. Then I wrote to Aunt Fern so she'd know where I'd gone. I said not to worry, I wouldn't be long. Dear Aunt, captured by cowboys, don't worry, see you soon. Love, Wallace. That night I was given a new set of clothes. Soon I looked like a wrangler, from my head to my toes. But there's more to a cowboy than boots and a hat. I found out the next day, and the day after that. Each day I discovered some new cowboy tricks, from roping and riding to making fire with sticks. Slowly the word spread all over the land. That wrangler kid Bleff is a first-rate cowhand. The day finally came when the roundup was through. Aunt Fern called. Come on over, bring your cowboys with you. She was cooking a barbecue that very same day. So we cleaned up a little and we headed her way. The food was delicious. There was plenty to eat. And the band that was playing just couldn't be beat. But suddenly I noticed a terrible sight. The cattle were stirring and stamping with fright. It's a scene I'll remember till my very last day. They're gonna stampede, I heard somebody say. Just then they came charging. They charged right at me. I looked for a hiding place, a rock, or a tree. What I found was a tablecloth spread on the ground. So I turned like a matador and spun it around. It was a new kind of cowboy, a fantastic display. The cattle were frightened and stampeded away. Then the cowboys all cheered. Bleff's a true buckaroo. They shook my hand and slapped my back. And Aunt Fern hugged me too. And that's how I spent my summer vacation. I can hardly wait for show and tell.
I love know trains. I've recently been on one.
I always wanted to go on a train ride.
Why can't you?
I don't know. Something about a security risk, or hazardous materials, or danger to the public.
I can't really tell if you're looking at me or not.
Where'd you go, kid?
Well, first, I went to the desert through Arizona, New Mexico, and then to Texas, and then... Should I just show you? Please. I got to go to Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cub Scouts.
You know who won?
Nah, but I had a cotton candy. What's the next story?
Oh, it's an old school Curious George cartoon. Curious George gets a star.
What's the one about?
I'm guessing somewhere in the story he gets a star.
I don't mean that. I mean, what's the story about?
It's all about how George goes to school to help out an open house. I sense a new theme here.
Oh,
Not that kind of theme.
oh, sorry.
Curious George gets a star. It was open school week, and the man with the yellow hat had come to school with George. "I want to speak to your homeroom teacher, George," he said. "Wait here in front of the art room and don't get into trouble." George peeked through the door of the art room. Mr. Williams, the art teacher, was cleaning up. He had a big pile of brushes and paints and was putting them in boxes where they would be safe until his next class. "Hello, George. All the children in my art class will be coming with their parents to pick up the drawings they have done," he said. The walls of the art room were full of paintings. There were paintings of dancers and farmers and racing car drivers and ice skaters. Next to the blackboard was a long piece of paper with the names of all the children who had done the paintings. Some names had silver stars beside them, and some had gold stars. Only one name had no star at all. It was Alice's name. Poor Alice, said Mr. Williams. I asked all the children to paint a picture of what they like to do best. Alice said she left her painting on my desk, but I can't find it. Now I can't give her a star. Then he gave George some paints and a piece of paper. George sat down and started to paint his favorite thing. Finish your painting, George, said Mr. Williams. I'll be back in a while. It's very warm today, and I want to straighten out the room before it gets too hot. And off he went. George kept painting, but it was getting hot. Mr. Williams was right. On the art supply table, there was a big fan. That would cool him off. He saw a switch by the blackboard, pushed it up, and the fan started to spin fast. So fast that it blew Mr. Williams' papers all over the room. There went the paintings on the walls and all the gold and silver stars, too. George, cried Mr. Williams, running back into the room, look at the mess you've made. Quickly, he turned off the fan. My papers and my stars are all over the room. You better help me clean up. Some papers were on the floor. Some were under Mr. Williams' desk. George crawled under there to get them. Stuck between the desk and the wall was a big piece of paper with a lot of dust on it. It looked as if it had been there for a long time. George pulled it out. It was a painting of a little girl riding a horse. That's Alice's missing drawing, cried Mr. Williams. Now I can give Alice a star. When the mess was cleaned up, George went out to find his friend, the man with the yellow hat. Soon, the children in the art class came with their parents. There was Alice's painting. George's painting was right beside it. Now, next to Alice's name was a big gold star. Thank you for finding my painting, George, said Alice. I like your painting. You should have a gold star, too. I agree, said Mr. Williams, and he gave George a gold star. Then he waved goodbye to all the children. And he and the man with the yellow hat went home.
Where's the next story? Where is it?
Phone's ringing.
I can hear it.
Hey, it's Story Day.
Hey guys, whoa. 2 weeks off and already sound like it. So how's everything going over there? Holding down the fort all right, RD?
Sure thing. No problems whatsoever.
She lost the story.
I did not. What I mean is,
RD.
I had it, and then I must have put it down, and, well, you know, so I can literally get up and walk away here.
RD, it's okay, kiddo. I have the book.
Oh, whew. Wait, why do you have it?
Because it's a very special book that I'm going to read personally myself. And it's dedicated to all the little lions and all the children of royalty that need to be reminded that they're children of the sun, too. And for that, like I am every good thing, another blast from the author Derrick Barnes. It is my honor to read to you The King of Kindergarten. The King of Kindergarten. Written by Derrick Barnes and illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. The morning sun blares through your window like a million brass trumpets. It sits and shines behind your head like a crown. Mommy says that today you are going to be the king of kindergarten. You use a golden brush to clean ye royal chiclets. You wash your own face with a cloth bearing the family crest. You dress yourself neatly in hand-picked garments from the far-off villages of Osh and Kosh. But gosh, you'll be ready to reign. My baby is heading to school, Mommy will say during breakfast. But you're not a baby. Can a baby wolf down a tower of pancakes the way you can? I don't think so. You're growing up so fast, Daddy will say. And he'll be right. I can't stay the same size forever, can I? You'll say, "One day I'll be taller than you, Daddy, and you'll be my little man." Daddy will laugh, but you won't be joking. Then a big yellow carriage will deliver you to a grand fortress. As you walk up to the towering doors, you remember Mommy saying, "Hold your head high and greet everyone with a brilliant, beaming, majestic smile. For you are the king of kindergarten." Your teacher will welcome you with a warm smile and a friendly "Good morning." She'll be delighted by how you recite your name with pride. When you head to your royal seat, the kids at your round table will wave and say hi, like they've been waiting on you all summer. So you smile back, return the wave, and give them a cheerful "Hi, everybody." The truth is, you couldn't wait to meet your kindergarten kingdom either. Your teacher will go over classroom rules, and you'll all discuss important matters, such as shapes, the alphabet, and the never-ending mystery of numbers. She'll even read a book about trucks, trains, and tractors. Whew, it sounds like a lot, but you're the king of kindergarten. Piece of cake. You will show your bravery at recess when you go up to one of your classmates and ask, "Marie, do you want to play with me?" Not only will she say yes, but she'll lead the way in helping you save the kingdom by battling a fire-breathing dragon. In the cafeteria, the boy sitting next to you will be missing dessert. You'll have packed your favorite, chocolate pudding, with an extra cup just in case. So you'll say to him, "Want a pudding, Howie?" He'll say thanks, and you won't mind at all. Because what could be cooler than sharing with your new friends? After a royal rest, you'll arise to sing and dance and bop to a rhythmic beat. The day will be one you'll never forget. At the end of it, your teacher will wish you all a magnificent evening and bid you farewell until dawn. On your way back home, you'll think of all the things you can't wait to tell your parents. "I made a bunch of new friends. My teacher is nice, and recess is the best thing ever." And tomorrow, it will begin again. Another day as the charming, the wonderful, and the kind king of kindergarten.
How we do?
Pretty good. I think all that's left is...
We know. Be kind.
Be an explorer.
Be adventurous.
Be curious.
And be...
And we'll see you next time.
Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have them.
Artie. Girl, I know you haven't been using the Zoom tree to watch your shows. Artie. Artie Tootie, you know how I feel about doing that on Zoom.
And take it back. You think so?
Nah.
fellow YouTubers, if you like what you see, please hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see more, just click on the button where you can donate and be a paying contributor, where you can see more things like Read Alouds, drawing tutorials, virtual field trips, cartoons, and more. See more at StoryJ Storytime, and I'll see you next time.